This is good stuff. This is. Oh boy. All right.
That you just saw is the beginning of a set that I'm going to do like 4 hours from now. And the ideas for it are right here. So we need to figure out what I'm gonna say in the rest of that clip that you just started. Because neither of us at this point have any idea what that'll be. That's exciting. Okay, I technically am a comedian. I get paid to tell jokes sometimes. Am I net positive on? No. But I have performed services in exchange for cash. Something in here maybe is okay. So we'll figure that out in the next 2 hours. Because I have to, because I'll be saying it to people tonight. This is stuff I found in my notes or thought of in the last like 2 days. It's not great. I'll run through some of them. In the next 2 hours, I'll figure something out. Then I will try a few of them. I think I have the most promise. Tonight, on stage, we will see which one has the best potential. And that is the one we will focus in on for the rest of the week. And we'll see how it evolves each night. And if it has anything. And then by the end of the week, we'll see what have we done? All right. These are the ideas I have so far. They're in no particular order. Some of them don't even make sense. Like the unbeatable might, more like unbiteable meat. Let's just get that. Now we've got that out of the way. Now we can go on to. I've recently begun saying "excuse me" before the fart. I think that's thrown away too. That's. All right, now we've got those two out of the way. I think this will be less a peek behind the curtain. How is the sausage being made? And more humiliation ritual. I think it'll be, let's see this guy's sausage. Let's show this guy's sausage to strangers. Okay. Oof. I mean, this is just old news. Isn't that just... Okay. How about just some ideas? Renaissance man. I want to be a Renaissance man, but the Renaissance is very expensive. Is there something with that? What is Renaissance is rebirth. I need to rebirth myself. What is the opposite of a Renaissance man? Abortion man. Let's move on from that. Something with counting sheep and shepherds. Counting sheep is used as a substitute for sleep. I would imagine shepherds were not too thrilled about that lexicon being introduced. That may be more of like a sketch. Okay. This one is maybe something. David Blaine, he's always spitting up frogs. He's always, anytime I see David Blaine in the last few years, it's him in a Hollywood mansion spitting up frogs. But he's got to put them there before he leaves. So I liked the idea of, like, do you think he like swallowing frogs before a night out just on the off chance that he's gonna get to do the trick? Because it's a sad sight. A man in the hallway outside of his front door. Really, you never know. I think there's like, like when you head out of your door and you're checking your phone key. Do you think is he like phone, wallet, keys, frogs? All right, we got David Blaine frogs. Unbeatable meat. That's better maybe than unbiteable meat. Fart. Excuse me, fart. I think my sock has been faking orgasms. That's a throwaway line, maybe. As in, throw it away and never say it again. So I need to figure those two out and and we'll see how it goes. You'll see right now. Isn't that exciting? For me, I have to figure this out for like 2 hours. And then get on the train. You get just boom. You're gonna see this right.
Coming out with your hands together for Nick Anthony.
Hello. Hi. Hi, Jack.
What's up?
Hello. This is good stuff. This is. Oh boy. All right. All right. You guys know David Blaine? Yeah.
We know who David Blaine is.
You know, he's like always spitting up frogs. I feel like that's the last videos I've ever seen of David Blaine. He's at like a Hollywood mansion spitting up frogs, and like he's got to put those in there. You know, like it's not real magic. Like is he like in his kitchen waiting for his Uber, shoveling frogs? You know, like like you put a condom in your wallet because it's just like maybe tonight. You know. We don't know. This could happen. Is he putting frogs in him just on the off chance that it like comes up in conversation and he's like, yes, I can spit out my frogs. Because I like that visual. I like him like leaving his house, being like phone, wallet, keys, frogs. Yes. I really like that. I also really like the idea of him going home and having not had the opportunity. Just with a belly of frogs, you're like, what am I doing, dude? That's way worse than. Okay, that's good.
It's also they're on a timer, right? Because at some point they're gonna go. He's gonna digest the frogs.
Oh.
So he's got like 8 hours, 6 hours maybe before the frogs disappear.
I don't know where they are, but yeah, it's not a good environment for amphibians.
Yeah, it's very acidic, very
Yes.
pH of 2.
No. Yeah, I'm not gonna think about the frogs. I'm sure they're fine. I'm sure they like it. I have a sneaking suspicion that my sock has been faking orgasms. You can never tell. Women are so good at acting.
Well, wasn't that a thing that happened? Lovely. Okay. I've watched it back, and also I was there for it. How'd that go? Okay, I would say. Okay, frogs, that was something. I didn't realize how much I like saying frogs. Frogs. It's a funny word. I didn't even realize when I was here. But something about when a crowd is not reacting to what you're saying, it pulls something innate out of you where you're like, and you need to do something because it's not happening. And I guess in that moment, my brain said, frogs is funny. I'm going to really accentuate frogs. And I think that there was something there. So that's good. I like when words in the joke are already kind of funny because that makes it so much easier. I'll keep writing. That's good. The socks or sock, I think there is something there. It amused me, which is good. I think it could use another line. I don't know before or after. There's something that could go on there, but I'm excited about the frogs. That's really what my main takeaway is the frogs.
There's a lot of things happening in the world, so I would like to take my set to talk about David Blaine. That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about David Blaine regurgitating frogs. Have you seen him do that? You know David Blaine, the sorcerer, the magician guy? He loves to go to like celebrity like mansions and spit out frogs. It's the thing he does. And if I was there, I would be impressed. But like, he put those in him. You know? Like it's not the year 400. We know that he's not conjuring frogs out of thin air. He totally scarfed down a bunch of frogs while he was waiting for his Uber to come to this party. That's so lame. Magicians are never not lame. They're the dork. It's they never improve. It starts with, if I learn this card trick, I will get and friend. Next thing you know, you're knocking on Drake's door with a belly full of frogs, dude. You're just such a dork. It's so... Oh, man. I need to know if you have frogs in you when we're talking. Am I crazy? You have to tell me that. I think that's a law. I think you're legally required to tell me if you have 3 frogs in you. Because when he's showing up to the parties, I don't think, like, he's got to hang out a bit first, you know? He's not like barging in, like, kitchen now, frogs. He's got to, like, small talk. If we spent like 10 minutes talking about like his family, and then I found out that he was 10% frog the whole time, I'd be furious, dude. I'd be so mad. Would you not? I'd be pissed. All right. I have more David Blaine frog stuff, so I'm gonna keep talking about it. I really like to imagine that he like eats frogs every time he goes out. You know, just like off the off chance that he's gonna be able to do the trick. You know, like when you put a condom in your wallet, because you're like, maybe tonight, who knows? I might need this later. I'd rather be safe than sorry. I'd rather have my frogs with me if I run into a nice dame. I wouldn't want to be frogless. I really like that idea. Him leaving his door like phone, wallet, keys, frogs. Oh, I'm ready to go. That's good. All right. That was all the frog stuff. But if it goes downhill, then I can go back to it later. Yeah, it's good. I have a sneaking suspicion my sock has been faking orgasms, which is not a good move. It's reinforcing the wrong technique, you know? You can't be mad at me if you're positively reinforced. Okay, that's it. That's nice.
I want to talk about David Blaine. That's what I want to talk about. I'm going to spend my set talking about David Blaine and him regurgitating frogs. Have you seen him do this? You know David Blaine, the sorcerer? Yes. One of his big things, he goes to LA celebrity house parties, and then he spits out frogs. People go, holy shit. And like, yes, that is the correct response. But he put those in there. You know what I'm saying? It's not the year 400. We know he's not conjuring amphibians. He totally ate 3 frogs in the Uber on the way to this party. That's so lame, dude. Magicians are never not lame. They're the lamest people. They just want to impress the cool kids, dude. They never change. First is, if I learn this card trick, I will make and friend. Then next thing you know, you're on a flight to Epstein Island with a belly full of frogs. Like, how the fuck did this happen? What is this? It's so lame, dude. They're never... He put them in him. Are you getting this? It's a very funny image. I really like that. Also, you need to tell me if there are frogs in you. I think legally you have to, if I'm talking to you and you have frogs in you, you have to let me know, all right? Because if we have like a whole chat about how your family's doing, and you've been 10% frog the whole time, I will be furious, dude. I will be so mad at you if you do that to me. That's unacceptable behavior. I like to imagine that he eats frogs every time he goes out, just in case he wants to do the trick. I really like the idea of that happening. You know, like when you put a condom in your wallet? Because you're like, maybe tonight that could happen. You never know. Better safe than sorry. What if I meet a beautiful dame and I left all my frogs at home? That would be a terrible thing to have happen. I love that. I love the idea of David Blaine leaving his door like phone, wallet, keys, frogs. All right, let's hit the 10 of That's good. That's fun.
All right. That one was not as fun. Thank you for sitting through that with me. It could have been worse. You could have been me. Yeah, not great. Many things were not ideal about that. I was first up on the show. They were kind of tight. They hadn't settled in yet. They hadn't had drinks. People need to be drunk to hear about frogs, you know. That's what other excuses can I come up with? They were bad? No. I didn't like my delivery on it either. I don't know. I don't know if cocky or angry. I was almost, David Blaine, the sorcerer. I don't know where that energy was coming from. Maybe I was just upset. I think all around could have been better, but that happens sometimes. Sometimes it happens. And honestly, what makes me feel a little bit better is that there's a few more minutes that I didn't show you after that, where I did material that I was quite confident in, and essentially got silence. So maybe that portrays the frog stuff as even better, because that was really rough. I didn't even make you have to see that. But given all that I outlaid, first on the docket, newer material, tight crowd, not my ideal delivery. Given all that, I'm sure I accepted the bomb with dignity and grace.
I'll kill myself, dude. What the hell is even that, dude? That's all right. That's golden. Everyone else on the show is.
Oh, lovely. Well, what a lovely thing to say, Nick. Tell us how you really feel. That's nice. Well, I'm sure the next set will go much better. I've got some ideas cooking up. I'm still trying to figure out the exact order, because I kind of know the main pieces of it that I like. I'm just trying to figure out which order they need to go in to make sure that there's a big laugh at the end and beginning, and to make sure that the narrative kind of makes sense, and that I have transitions that are appropriate and jumping off points. So we'll figure that out. You'll see how that goes.
I like being off my phone. This is the only way I can be off my phone now, so that's why I do it. I'm big on YouTube Shorts right now, because I deleted all the other ones, and now I'm stuck with Shorts. It is the worst one, which is good, because I can stop, Like, I'll watch like 3 shorts, and I'll be like, I don't like this, and I put my phone down, I think that's good. It's the worst algorithm. Right now, my whole YouTube Shorts is David Blaine magic tricks. I don't like them. I skip past them. It's like, we're just gonna keep giving you these ones. I think you do like these. I saw him today. He was in Drake's kitchen, David Blaine, and he started vomiting up frogs. That was his trick. Everyone was losing their mind, which is fair, because I've never seen that. And it turns out it's one of his favorite tricks to do, is to go to like celebrity house parties and then throw up frogs in the kitchen, which, okay, but like, I feel like with magic tricks, the point of the trick is to get people to be like, how did you do that? And we know how he put them in there. Like, it's not the year 400. Nobody thinks he's conjuring amphibians out of the air. He totally scarfed down 3 frogs, and then took an Uber to Drake's house, and then threw them up in his kitchen. It's so lame. And he does it all the time. He's doing it in every kitchen, to the point where I'm like, is he like eating frogs every time he goes out, just on the off chance that he wants to do the trick, Like, you put a condom in your wallet before a night out, is he doing that with frogs? Or he's like, what if I meet a nice dame and I realize I'm sans frogs? That would be a nightmare. Because I really like that image, him leaving his house like, all right, phone, wallet, keys, frogs. All right, let's do it. That's so lame, dude. Magicians are never not lame. They're the worst. They just want to impress the cool kids. That's what I realized. That's the whole arc of magician. It's their whole life. That's how it starts. Is they're like, if I learn the 3-card Monty, the football team will have to stop calling me gay. That's how it starts. And then 20 years later, you're on a flight to Epstein Island with a belly full of frogs. This happened.
That's so bad, dude. Also, I don't know if this is a me thing, but you need to tell me if there are frogs in you. That's I can have a conversation with someone if unbeknownst to me, there are frogs in them. You know? Like if we have like a deep like chat about like my life and family, and then we go to the kitchen and I find out you were 10% frog that whole time, I'd be furious, dude. Like, that should be a law or something. I don't know. That's unfortunately David Blaine was on Epstein Island. I did find that out. I didn't make up the flight thing. He was there a lot. He was on all the flights. And I did some digging, and unfortunately, I think he was just there to do magic tricks. Which, hear me out with the unfortunately, okay? Because, like, I don't want to frame pedophilia as being cooler than anything. But doing magic tricks for pedophiles might be worse than you're a pedophile's magician. I think you might just have to bite the bullet and just be okay, that's good. It might be better just to be a pedophile. I don't know. It's probably not.
All right, how about that? That's a good ending. I think I delivered it pretty well. I seemed more comfortable. You can tell I'm starting to learn the words, that I'm learning the bit, so you can experiment a little bit more with the delivery. You're not just trying to think of what are the words I'm trying to say. Lots of progress has been made. There were quite a few. There were a couple, 2 or 3 sets I wasn't able to record in between all of those. But I think this was a good arc. You could see the birth of it the first time, me trying to work it out and add stuff, it not going well, and then it finishing pretty strong. The bit at the end was new, and the opening was new. So, you know, still experimenting with stuff. I think the opening, the YouTube Shorts thing was pretty good, and we'll see how the pedophile thing goes. Don't clip that, please. I mean, what a lovely thing to end on. We start with David Blaine eating some frogs, and we end with, you know, pedophiles aren't the lamest thing. Lovely. What a great